Welcome to the Grind to Greatness podcast, where we dive deep into the world of relentless determination, hard work, and unwavering dedication to help you unlock your full potential. We're your hosts, Jonathan and Joseph, and your mentors along this journey to greatness. Each week, we'll bring you inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical tips where we've turned our dreams into reality through sheer grit and resilience. Whether you're looking to excel in your career, improve your health and well-being, or simply level up in life, this podcast is your go-to source for strategies, motivation, and the mindset needed to achieve personal excellence. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grind to Greatness. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 6, Q&A version. Last season, we did Jonathan's Q&A. Today, we're going to do my Q&A. But before we get started, this episode is sponsored by Bang. Kidding. Now it's Monster. Monster, shout us out. But for real, facts over fads, nutrition. Stop chasing quick fixes that don't work and don't last, and get started seeing real, sustainable results and habits with Facts Over Fads Nutrition. Our coaches assess your needs from a calories and a macro standpoint. We consider your health, your allergies, and your preferences, and we build programs based on your unique requirements that get continuously better as you grow with us and build your relationship with your coach. Get customized meal plans, workouts, and coaching for real success. Enjoy a user-friendly app, 24/7 communication, and a one-stop shop to log all of your nutrition, workouts, and progress with Facts Over Fads. Head to factsoverfads.com today and get signed up. Jonathan, welcome back, brother.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I am gratefully unsatisfied.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you're admiring my triceps.
I did.
Do you remember that word? Myron?
Admiring? Oh, Myron.
Myron?
Yeah. Myron. Yeah. No, I did, man. Before, we started giving a little backstage insight, but I was admiring you, bro. Flex. Yeah. Hit that flex on that left arm. Oh, gosh. Oh, man, dude. Hey, Jonathan's fucking 4 or 5 months deep into a cut right now, 15, 20 pounds down, leaning out. Used to have baby abs. Now he's got a full 6-pack. Yeah. Crushing it, bro. Super proud of you.
I still got maybe 5 more pounds to go.
Yeah.
But it gets hard. It's getting hard. Yeah. I'm getting hungry. I told my wife, listen, we can't keep buying these snacks because at this point, my hunger cues are so strong that if it's around and I know it's around, I got to fight that demon, right? Yeah. People don't understand that. The leaner you get, the more progress you want to see, the more results you want to see, the more sacrifice and pain and discipline that you have to acquire.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have the cake and eat it too. Like, I know that's a thing, but that's not possible. If you want to win and you want to get to that, only if you're going to the extreme.
Yeah.
Right. I can be here and I can have normal foods and, relatively be fit, but I want to be extremely diced. That's an extreme goal.
Yeah.
It's an extreme goal. That requires, so the expectation, I may not be able to have those snacks that I normally should. I may not be able to drink as much as I want to drink. I love alcohol.
Yeah.
I haven't had alcohol in like 3-4 weeks.
You gotta fix that tomorrow. Just kidding.
And so I can't at this point.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much effort and pain and sacrifice that it's not worth it right now. Yeah. My goal is more important.
So I want to, real quick before we dive into the episode, I wanted to look it up, so I made sure I was about to flip-flop them. I'm glad I looked it up. But ghrelin is your hunger hormone, and leptin is your satiety hormone, telling you when you're full. Ghrelin's made in your stomach. Right. So when the stomach is empty, it signals you to say, I'm hungry. And this is why quick fixes don't last, because your stomach also stretches and contracts based off of the quantity of food you give it. Right. And so it's why it's like, man, how did you eat all that? Like a big portion, where some people have to eat small portions. It's literally due to the size of your stomach. So if you are a heavier set person and you go on a calorie deficit, the portions of your food are smaller. The amount of food in your stomach is smaller, which triggers ghrelin to actually release more powerfully, more often, all those things, which makes you hungry. So if you go from 3,000 calories a day down to, let's say, 1,000, and overnight, ghrelin is so powerful that you're going to feel like you're dying on the inside. So people are like, my body's eating itself. It's not. It's just ghrelin saying, fucking feed me, because the stomach is so empty right now. Like, we have to do it. Yeah. So this is why at Facts Over Fads, because that's who sponsored the episode, we take a slow, sustainable approach. It's to help you manage hunger signals and hunger cues as long as possible. To a certain point, you're going to have to fucking mentally tough
fight
it out.
Yeah, because it's extreme.
Yeah.
We're going to the extreme.
Yeah. And so that's why, like, weight loss gets harder and harder and harder. But slow and steady literally wins the race, because hopefully we can put some sort of management on ghrelin, and give leptin, which is your fullness hormone, again, kind of more time to kick in. So leptin is always slow to the game. Leptin is like, this is why you can always go back for like another piece of cake or more chips and salsa, because leptin is like, you're like, I'm full, but I'm not that full. And then you overeat, and then like 30 minutes to an hour later, you're like, what the fuck did I just do? I feel like asshole. Leptin finally showed up and was like, we're full. And like, dude, I would have fucking appreciated that fucking 2 cheeseburgers ago. Right? But ghrelin is like immediate. As soon as your stomach empties, ghrelin's like, hey, fill me back up. So this is where we push, like, drink more water.
So that was gonna be my next point. Now I had to find strategies, drink more water, have my caffeine at this time to cure
Caffeine's an appetite suppressant.
And then I was like, you know what? We're gonna work out at this time now, because it curbs appetite, and I don't feel hungry until 2 hours later after my workout. And so all I'm trying to do is just curb appetite as long as possible, because I cannot stand small little meals. It irritates the shit out of me. So if I would have 3 meals a day, there'd be 500 calories, 500 calories, 500 calories, and I would be constantly thinking about when my next meal would be. And so I couldn't focus on work. And so now I skip breakfast. I have caffeine in the middle. I go work out. All I'm doing is curbing appetite as long as I possibly can, so that way I can accumulate my calories and my meals for bigger meals. Now I have 1,000 calorie meal and a 500, 600 calorie meal.
And that's where like intermittent fasting is a helpful tool.
Now it's a tool,
because it literally can help regulate ghrelin. Like if you don't give in to ghrelin when the stomach is empty, your brain's gonna be like, yo, stop releasing ghrelin. Like now, he's not gonna feed us. People
ask, do I do intermittent fasting? I don't do it for the reasons you think I do it. I do it to curb appetite so I can have bigger meals. I don't do it for any other benefit. Now,
it just allows your journey to be easier.
It allows my journey to be easier, because now I have bigger meals later on throughout the day when I want them.
And I think very rarely do I think people wake up starving. You know, so you can probably, I think the average person can get by till noon without eating and be totally fine.
Well, your body is it's a freak of, what is it? A freak of nature?
Freak of nature?
No, not a freak of nature.
Well, that's the quote.
Habit of what? Creature of habit.
Creature of habit.
A creature of habit. Okay. It's a creature of habit, meaning you may not be hungry, but if you eat at the same time every single day and you don't eat at that time, it's going to cue, you're fucking hungry. What are you doing to me? It's expecting you to eat.
Shout out to Facts Over Fads, because we do a monthly seminar, and that was actually our topic of this month, May. And so our May topic was like fad diets, why they work, pros and cons, so on and so forth. And that was part of it. It was like intermittent fasting helps you create habits and routine to push meals out. The first 2 weeks is going to suck because you're not used to not eating. And so, but after that, when you create that habit and you stick to your routine, the intermittent fasting time schedule gets a lot easier, right? Or when you eat your meals gets a lot easier. It's the same concept of why, like, if you're not used to eating breakfast and then I force you to eat breakfast, it's going to be very uncomfortable. Your body's not going to want it. You're going to feel bloated. You're going to feel distended. You have to go to the bathroom. But do it for 2 to 3 weeks and everything will balance itself back out.
Here's one thing that I have noticed during my little intermittent fasting little phase here that I'm going through. The mental focus. After I eat, I'm a little bit lethargic. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little like not motivated to want to do things. But since I've been able to push that back, my mental clarity and focus has just been more clean.
Well, your caffeine is hitting an empty stomach. So caffeine's working 10 times harder.
I just don't feel heavy. And when I don't feel heavy, I'm able to be more motivated to move and get things done. Versus as soon as I eat, I'm like, I just want to relax. I want to chill. It does something in my brain where it cues, let's go chill.
There's definitely like a hormonal and a chemical response to like that. You hear it all the time when people who do fasting and people who do like juice cleanses and people who do detoxes are like, I have mental clarity. I don't know the scientific or physiological reason why, but I do know that there is some sort of optimization with not eating.
It's crazy.
Like my priest he went on his what do you call it where they take a break?
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Sabbatical. He went on a sabbatical and he did a 14-day fast, I think, where he just did liquids for 14 days. And that's his moment to like really connect with God. And he goes to the mountains of Colorado and he rents a cabin by himself and he's there for 14 days by himself, not eating. And he literally is like, he has like the most clarity. He has the most connection. Yeah. He has the most learning. Like in these 14, he's like, I'm good for the next 5 years. Yeah. I'm like, dang, okay.
Powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool little side note, the mental clarity aspect, but people don't realize the amount of pain that you have to go to get there. Like when I started skipping breakfast, shit was hard for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You have the itch. Like I've eaten that same protein bar for the past, I don't know, man, decade.
Yeah.
And I would have to go through season where I cut it out. And I always know when I cut it out, bro, I'm driving in the morning time.
Where's my bar?
I now want to go to the gas station and get my bar. I gotta go to, and so it's like, oh, it's hard. It's cutting. You have an extreme,
most expensive bar in the world.
You have an extreme addiction, right? Everyone has an addiction, right? And try letting that go. Yeah. But it takes a couple of weeks for the adaptation to acquire. Where now, I don't need it no more.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, so this is my day one of bringing caffeine back into my diet. The last 2 weeks I had no caffeine. And every day I work out, I eat, and then I go upstairs to work. Yeah. And every day I walk upstairs with my bang. You know, I take my can, and I'm just walking upstairs.
Oh, man, that's tough.
So I walk upstairs with nothing in my hands. I feel I'm like, something's missing, you know? And then I try to plug it in with, like, sparkling water.
Yeah.
Didn't really work the same. Because it wasn't the same size can.
Yeah.
It was a small 12-ounce can. These are 16, right? And so could I look for a 0-calorie 16-ounce can? Maybe. But even like carrying my water bottle didn't feel the same. It's literally, it's size, it's weight, it's the coolness of it, it's cold. Bro, it's so powerful.
Let me teach you about the placebo effect. We talked about placebo effect. It's crazy. It's fucking stupid if you just believe it, right? Me and my son went to go get pre-workout about a month ago. And we like trying new pre-workouts. Whatever the cover, if it looks cool, marketing gets us. We don't judge it by the ingredients. It's just a fun little game me and my son play. And I'm like, what are we going to get today? So HEB's always has this one that's called Cage. It's kind of newer and has like a metallic, sleek little look to it. I'm like, cool, let's grab it. We grab it. We've been taking it. We're about a quarter way through with it. And I was like, man, it's not that potent. Like in the back of my head. But anyway, it gets me to work out. I'm taking it. And then my wife was like, where's that pre-workout at? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's in there. And she fucking reads it because she doesn't like that beta-alanine. She don't like the itchies.
Yeah.
And so she starts reading it. She texts me, she's like, Jay, no, where's the pre-workout at? And I was like, it's right there in the garage. Like it's the only thing in the garage on the table. She's like, I don't see it. I was like, send me a picture of what you're looking at. Send me a picture. It's caged. I was like, that's it. She's like, dude, this is hydration. She's like, this is a hydration supplement. This has no caffeine in it. And I was like, I text my son. I was like, dude, we've been drinking hydration. And it's been getting us amped up.
It's so funny.
Placebo was crazy.
And man, I talked about placebo. I talk about it a lot nowadays. But man, like, it's just the act of doing that. It was the same thing when I would go to the gym in the morning. I have my pre-workout with me, and I drink it right before I walk into the gym. And it's a little bit of the flavor that like sits in my mouth while I go start my workout. It's a little bit of the action, but not having the pre-workout while I was doing my little caffeine cleanse. So awkward. I would literally get out of the truck and be like, I forgot something. Headphones, wallet, keys, what phone. No, I got everything. Walking to the gym, I swear I forgot something. And it's just because I didn't have my pre-workout. Very weird. Workouts were like shit. I just felt not groggy. I was just like, just going through life bored, kind of was how I felt.
I think people just need to take more advantage of the power of the mind. They were giving, I read an article the other day, they were giving these guys these water pills of testosterone.
Huge. I've seen this. Huge.
And they had like a massive increase in testosterone because they thought they were taking tests and they weren't. But because they thought they were taking it, like they felt more confident, they felt more energized. And because the way they thought they felt, it actually increased the amount of tests that they had.
It's just about, I mean, you see it all the time with quote unquote medical miracles, right? People who are just naturally more positive during a medical surgery or what's the word I'm looking for? Just, medical toughness, right? They're like 10 times more likely to come out better than someone who's like, I'm gonna die. Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever, blah, blah, blah. And the brain is just so powerful.
It is.
But
all right, man, we got some questions, brother. Joseph's questions. The first I want to ask you, it's something that I think about a lot because I go through it a lot. Okay. And I think everyone goes through it a lot, but it's not commonly talked about. And it's, how do you personally, if you get it or not, or how often do you get it? How do you handle the inner critic who's going to give you a million excuses of why you shouldn't do the thing you should be doing, who's going to give you that self-doubt, who's going to tell you you're not going to make it, who's going to give you all the negative thoughts? How do you handle that voice? Because everyone has that voice, right? Sometimes it could be loud. Maybe you're going through some dark times. I remember when I was going through a dark time, it would scream at me. Like I think that's depression. I never got checked, but it never been so loud. When I lost everything, lost all my business, went from building something for 8 years and like completely just losing all of it. And I had to start working 18-hour days again. Like I started entrepreneurship journey day one. It's like, what the hell just happened? And it would literally scream at me. And I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on? Like it used to always kind of just be there, but it would scream at me. And I was like, I realized like, yo, people go through this every single day. What does Joseph do to handle the inner critic?
Man, I hate to tell you this, but I do not have an inner critic. I don't.
What is this?
I just have, and we talked about it on last season, I just have a plan and I have execution, and that's it. And if something doesn't go according to plan, I just either execute it 10 times harder or I pivot and I execute that plan, right? And you've said it before, if you're 2 degrees off for a year, you're massively far away from your goal. It's just 2 degrees. But if you do 2 degrees off for too long, you're so far away from what you want to do. So I make sure that I check and check in and recheck, and we call it a reverse azimuth in the military. I feel like I've talked about this so much lately, but a reverse azimuth, it's the point where you look back and you say, okay, where did I just come from and am I going in the right direction, right? And so I do that all the time. And so I'm just a high executor. Execute. I don't have time to inner critic. This failed, cool, what's next? This failed, cool, what's next? How do I double down? How do I readjust? How do I grow? How do I develop? Go. So I don't struggle with inner critic literally at all. Yeah. And I don't know why.
While you were speaking, I was trying to think why. Is it possibly because you only have to worry about yourself?
Probably. I've thought about it too, right? During the ebbs and flows of business and stuff, like.
And Allie, I'm sorry, Allie.
Yeah, Allie girl. What would I do if I failed? What would I do if I went bankrupt tomorrow? Yeah. What would I do? I don't know. Luckily, I'm not in that position, but I just know it would come with an execution. I would start applying for jobs. I would start, doing whatever I needed to do to get back on track. But I do help my clients with the inner critic. And I think it's just because of, this is probably your first season of life where you probably feel like you're truly struggling, I think. You've had some struggles in your past, but I don't think you had the size of the family you have now. And I don't think you've ever been 100% independent like you are now. So I think that the season of life you're in right now hits you a lot harder than it would have 10 years ago.
I think, so my journey has always been almost the exact same. I jump ship and I'm not skilled. Yeah. Right. And so I jump ship and I hit all these walls in adversity. I felt this way throughout my entrepreneur journey. When I was comfortable and I was a 1.0 version of myself, I was a mechanic. I made average living, had an average life, and I had average relationship. Everything was just fucking average about me. I left all that cold turkey, took my 401k out, started CG, lost all my money, all my 401k within 6 months, and had to get 4 jobs. So literally being, since 2016 when I did that and had to do all that, to almost doing all that again right now. It just, I'm able to handle it a little bit better. Right. That Jonathan would want to quit and he would cry to his wife every 4 to 6 weeks. This Jonathan looks at it, reframes it, and redirects it. Right. How I handle the inner critic now.
But again, 8 years ago, you were 2 kids less?
Yeah, but the pressures are still the same. I still have a family. I still have kids to take care of. And the money problem was a problem. Right. I ran out of money there. Ran out of money here. Ran out of money during that little COVID spot when I decided I had a lot of money. So I started a real estate investment company. And then so all my money was there. And then I was running low here. Yeah. And so I went through 3 stages of being broke. Yeah. And having responsibilities of, I got to pay for everything. Yeah. All right. Like, it's all on me.
Yeah. So I will tell you, I think a piece of the lack of my inner critic comes from my reputation and my exposure within the industry, right? You're also diving into a new-ish industry. You're in the fitness industry still, but you've never taken a deep dive into athletes, right? And you've never taken a deep dive into the online platform.
Yeah, it's all new. Yeah.
So it's all new. Mine's not new, right? When I jumped into the online platform, I was still in person. So even if the online would have failed me, it didn't matter because I had a fallback plan. Yeah. I had 2 or 3 streams of income. So if one failed, who cares? So I've never really taken a leap of faith like you have. And, it's the same thing for people trying to lose weight. Some of them have never tried, or some of them have tried everything and just constantly failed. So that I got to do this again, that inner critic of I failed 30,000 times. I'm just a piece of shit. That mindset takes over, where I've never really had to experience that. Yeah. Luckily, very fortunate, very blessed. I work tremendously hard. I'm very stable in what I do and why I do it. We had a teacher promotion for Teacher Appreciation Week. And that was a moment where I guess I was a little nervous. I was like, man, we're down on some clients. We need to get back up. Yeah. I had 12 clients sign up in 5 days. Yeah. And I was like, bad at like that. Boom. I'm right back up. Yeah. I'm on my high. Posted a USAA thing because we have a partnership with USAA. Had 2 clients sign up. That's $700. Boom, quick, right? So that these little bumps gets me up. But again, like the critic of I'm a constant failure because I've done this so many times. I just keep failing. That's tough, and I've never had that. Or jump ship and go to something completely new, which you've done 3 times now, right? Yeah. Real estate, completely new. Well, one first was fitness, never done it. Boom, got my jump ship. Now real estate, now athletes and online. Yeah, I've never done that either.
You said it was a blessing that you haven't gone through it. I think it's a blessing that I've gone through this.
1,000%.
Which is why it led me to helping athletes, because mental performance, I've had to face that inner critic so many fucking times that I figured out how to get through it really quick. And it's in that moment where it's so loud. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the process. I'm grateful to be right here in this moment, because without those 3 failures, I wouldn't be able to handle this much effort. 15, 18-hour days is still a thing that I'm able to handle now, be positive, still perform in my fitness and health, still be a dad, still be a fucking great husband for my wife, still like maintain high level everywhere else, versus that Jonathan 8 years ago. Right. He was fucking getting his ass tore up. He didn't know how to handle anything. It was like, why me? Yeah. Why me? And now when it happens, why not me? Right? Yeah. I'm grateful for this hard time. And whenever that little voice comes, and it comes because I'm in the fucking middle of that storm. Thank you. Yeah. It's just different when you're grateful for it. You can't be grateful and mad at the same time.
And that's where I love that quote. Yes, can be grateful and mad at the same time. And that's where like the reverse azimuth also comes from. Like, man, look back on everything you've already accomplished. Look at all the things you've already done. Look at all the things you've failed at and then succeeded at. Look at all the times you've jumped ship, built something, invested in something, bet on yourself, and you turned out okay. Yeah. Right. So shoot that reverse azimuth. You can't be grateful and sad and depressed at the same time, right?
Also, right after you're grateful, it's just temporary. So so you need to realize what's actually going to make you feel better is now just your day-to-day process and your actions.
And so that's where so luckily, because I don't have my own experience, I have external experiences with working with so many clients who do have an inner critic and who do constantly have negative self-talk and self-doubt. So my advice to them is, one, if you're category A, where you've tried 1,000 things and nothing's ever worked, it's just because you quit, you threw in the towel. Yeah. So why not quit? Yeah. Even if the scale's not going in the right direction, even if your business isn't going in the right direction, why not just not give up? Yeah. Just keep going. So the power of one more, right? Yeah. And Ed Milet, and he said his dad was trying to be sober, and he would cut out alcohol. And he asked his dad, hey, Dad, like, Are you ever going to drink again?
Yeah.
And his dad said, I don't know, but I know I'm not going to drink today.
Man. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he would just answer that every time the kid would ask. I don't know, but I just know I'm not going to drink today. Just give me one more day.
Yeah.
Right? And so you just keep doing that over and over and over again. And so that's kind of, you know, feedback number one. Just don't get, like, what happens if you just don't give up?
Yeah.
Keep trying. Fall off track all you want. You know, feel like a failure all you want, but just don't give up.
Yeah.
That's option number one.
Control what you can control.
Control what you can control, which is what a lot of people don't do. Mm-hmm. My buddy was talking to me about, he sent me this reel. It was a funny thing, but it's so true. A coach, you know, videoed herself, and like these little words popped up, sentences popped up, and it says, I want a cookie. So instead of eating a cookie, I had a protein shake, I had some vegetables, I had fruit, and then I had a whole sleeve of cookies. And it was like, man, I tried, and then I fucking blew it out of the water.
Sounds like me sometimes,
right?
bro.
It's everybody, right? It's like, man, we tried so hard. Here's my thing. If you want a cookie, go eat one cookie and then buy yourself time. And buy yourself time by doing chores, go work out, read a book, watch a TV show before you go back for the second cookie. Because one, you're going to run out of daylight. You're going to go to bed.
Yeah.
So where I can crush 14 Oreos in one sitting, if I ate one and then bought myself 30 minutes and then had another one and bought myself 30 minutes, I'm only going to have 5 or 6 instead of 14. That's a positive. I just cut my intake of Oreos in half.
Yeah.
Right? So start there. I was listening to Lane Norton the other day, and he's like, I had this client who just kept thinking sugar made her fat, sugar made her fat. Her favorite dessert was ice cream. She could have sworn it was the ice cream. And he said, I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to track all of your food, everything you put in your mouth. And I want you to make sure that you have a cup of ice cream every day.
Yeah.
Every day, 1 cup. And she lost like 5 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he was like, so it's not the sugar. I gave you ice cream every day.
Yeah. It's
just like your acknowledgement of, oh, ice cream's not the devil. Yeah. Sugar is not the devil. So it takes the pressure off. It takes the load off. And she had control. I only get 1 cup a day, but I get a cup a day. Where it was like avoidance, the whole fucking bucket. the whole
yo-yo
half
diet.
gallon.
The yo-yo diet.
Right?
Yeah.
So my feedback is, don't give up. Shoot a reverse azimuth. Look at all you've done and all you've accomplished, or look at all the failures you've had because you gave up. Mm-hmm. Everything works. Keto diet works, intermittent fasting works, pills work, whatever the case. It's the moment you stop doing them that they stop working. And then figuring out and really owning up to your why. A lot of people don't own up to their why. I want to lose weight. Why? Because I just know that I need to lose weight. Like, get deep with it. Is it important? Because if it's not important, don't even try.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to be successful? Why do you want to grow elite mind athlete? Get deep with it, right? And we talked about it on probably our first episode, where I was like, man, I can't wait for Facts Over Fads to be a household name. Mm-hmm. It's just like, when you say Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, everyone knows what you're talking about. I can't wait for Facts Over Fads to become that. That's my why. It has nothing to do with the success. Just have everything to do with your reputation and your longevity in the space. You know, there's even people who are like, CG's big, but there's a lot of people who don't know what CG is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that. I want everyone to know what Facts Over Fads is. So figure out your why. Don't give up, figure out your why.
All right. Speaking of giving up, people give up because they don't see the progress that they feel like they should be seeing. So how do you measure progress when the scale isn't going the way you want?
Yeah, you got to figure out what else you're fueled by. So oftentimes people think that the scale is their only driver. I guarantee you there's multiple drivers. Look in the mirror. Are you fat? Are you confident? Or are you a little insecure? You have some problem areas. Mm-hmm. So use the mirror. Use progress photos. Super helpful. How do your clothes fit? Are they snug? You got to go buy bigger clothes? Are you hiding underneath sweatpants or scrubs? My nurses, they just hide under scrubs. And they're like, oh, I can't really tell because my scrubs have I had a doctor the other day.
Yeah.
She's like, my scrubs fit. I'm like, but they're stretchy. Yeah. You got a drawstring that you can tighten or loosen, you know? Put on your jeans that are not stretchy. Mm-hmm. Put on some dress clothes. Put on a dress that are not stretchy. How does it look, right? Or are you driven by completing tasks? right? Everyone loves a good to-do list when they check off those boxes. I got to do X, Y, and Z today. Check, check, check. Damn, I had a good day.
Yeah.
Do that with your health. I got to work out today. I got to hit my protein goal today. I got to drink a gallon of water today. I got to go to bed on time. I got to stretch. I got to do mobility work. Create you a to-do list and get motivated by checking off boxes.
Yeah.
And take your focus away from the scale. Whether the scale comes or not is irrelevant. This is a confident game and a longevity game. It's not a scale game. It's really not. We know that if you have an abundance of muscle mass, you are healthier than someone who does not, independently of your fat mass. Mm-hmm. Skeletal muscle mass is a bigger indicator of health than fat mass is, because linemen are healthy. They're 400 pounds. They got a lot of fat on them. They got a fuck ton of muscle. Yeah. Right? And so it's a piece of that. It's realizing like, okay, I need to be building muscle. I need to be strong, because if you have more muscle, your body's going to be able to regulate glucose better and sugar and salt better. Yeah. And so if you're working out, your body's going to regulate sugar and salt better. So doing just those daily tasks internally, you're going to be healthier. You know, you've never seen someone who said, I just worked out and I feel bloated, ever. If you feel bloated, go work out, go run, go do some squats, go do some sit-ups. You won't feel bloated afterwards. So your ability to regulate blood sugar and salt is a lot better if you just exercise and build muscle.
So what would you suggest? What would you recommend somebody use this scale or not use this scale?
I would use it in a frequency that is in alignment with what you need to feel successful. So if you can completely dissociate your self-worth and the value of your program from the scale, I want you to weigh in every day. If you can do that. If like, hey, number, track it, put it on a data point, move on, go do my tasks. Yeah. If you can do that, I want you to weigh in every day. If your relationship with the scale is closer in alignment with your self-worth and the value of your program, then we need to figure out, is it once a week? Is it once every other week? Is it once a month? I still need the scale data point, because I need to make sure that you're not going in the wrong direction. Yeah. And the scale can't help with that, right? And so, but even if the scale is going in the wrong direction, we can have a coaching call and a conversation about that. Hey, the scale went up 2 to 3 pounds. Yeah. But how are you feeling? How's your workouts? How's your clothes fitting? How's your image in the mirror? How's your mental health doing? How's your sleep quality? Oh, cool. 3 pounds is fucking nothing. Who cares? Right? And so as a coach, I would like to see it. The frequency in which I see it is totally independent of what I think the client needs or what they tell me they need. So
it's on a client basis.
Yeah.
So quick story. My wife had that super connection with the scale. She felt like a failure if it wouldn't move in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And my wife's journey, well, my wife's been in mom mode for the past her whole life because we keep having babies. So the struggle of moms, like having to gain weight and you know, that their journey of stopping and going, going. You know, every time she'll see progress, we should go pregnant again, right? So we stopped having kids, and you know, she's been so motivated and demotivated by the scale that she would never go past like 3 months. Like she would always fall off, always fall off. 3 months, always fall off, and the scale would always be that determining factor of feeling like a failure because you worked so hard and it's not going in the way you wanted it to go. And she was undisciplined about tracking the other way methods of, hey, let's do the progress pictures once a month. Let's do track our body measurements, because the measurements on our body usually go down first, so you don't see anything. Yeah. And you wouldn't know you're making progress because you don't track it. Well, doing all this other source of progress takes discipline. It takes another level of discipline, which at the very beginning they don't have. Right. And so I was like, babe, what's the longest you ever worked out for consistently? Like legit 4 to 5 times a week. Not no 2 to 3 times a week. Like legit 4 to 5 times a week. She's like 3.5 months. I said, okay, cool. Don't track none of your progress. Like, we're not tracking no progress. Your goal is, I want you to just go 5 months. Yeah. Like that is the only goal. Like, I just want you to go 5 months. And then, you know, don't worry about nothing else. Just get your workout in. Yeah. Do it 4 to 5 times a week. And I promise you, you're going to see some progress. Yeah. Like I just promise you.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said earlier, the 2 biggest indicators of health is muscle mass and There's like, you heard things like grip strength, quad strength, stuff like that. Like that all kind of fits into muscle mass.
Yeah.
And VO2 max. So even if you're heavier, even if the scale is not going in the right direction, if you're doing the daily tasks of being exercise and active, you're way better off. Yeah. You're just, all of the research points in that direction. Like, I don't care about your fat mass. I literally, now if you're sedentary, I care about your fat mass.
Yeah.
But if you're being active and you're building muscle and you're building your heart and lungs, you're gonna be fine.
Do you know what happened? She saw amazing progress.
Hell yeah.
And I told her, I was like, even at the very beginning, even if you don't see the progress you thought you were gonna see, you're way more happier when you work out.
Yeah.
You're way more energized when you work out. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to work out? Don't you want to feel more energized and more happy? Yeah. I like, so even if you didn't get what you thought you were gonna get, you have a much better quality of life, not just for yourself, but for all of us, bro. When you're happy, like everyone's happy around this joint.
That's why everyone says like exercise is the easy part. Yeah. Like diet's the hard part. But exercise is the easy part because it's like you get instant results. You get instant feedback, right? You go work out, you're sweating, that's instant feedback. You just feel like this sense of accomplishment. Yeah. Oh, I'm sweating, or I got a good pump, or we're like, ooh, I look leaner, I look more toned, right? Yeah. Like whatever the case, that's instant. Every single workout, you're gonna feel some sort of high because of that. And so if you can implement that more often than not throughout the week, you're gonna be a better person.
What do you have to lose? Stopping is just not an option. Like, I don't understand stopping, right? Yeah. If I can get you to the point where, why are we stopping? Yeah. It serves no purpose whatsoever. Even if you're not seeing progress, why are we stopping? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
All right, next question, my man. What is the importance of strength training in your fat loss or weight loss phase?
Yeah, so kind of, again, if we can talk about like longevity, health longevity specifically, it's based off of muscle mass. And so if I can get you working out consistently, doing a strength training routine, and that can be in 1,000 different ways, your journey is going to be easier. It's going to be better. You're going to feel better. Now, aside from the whole muscle burns more calories than fat, it's kind of metabolically needy. It does need some extra calories than fat does, but it's not as big as we think. Like every pound of muscle you put on is like an extra 10 calories a day. Okay. And no one's building 50 pounds of muscle. Right?
I have a lot of muscle and I don't burn a whole lot of calories.
Yeah, right? And so it is more metabolically needy than fat, for sure. It's the brain is the most metabolically needy thing you have in your body. Mm-hmm. And so, I think we get a little too caught up in, you got to build muscle to burn fat. You got to build muscle to burn fat. You got to build muscle to burn fat. You don't. But what you do need to build muscle is also a high protein diet. Mm-hmm. And if you have a high protein diet, that helps you burn some more calories because protein is it has a high thermic effect of food. And then the act of just exercising, the amount of exercise it takes to actually build muscle is going to help you burn calories, right? So it's not just the fact that you're putting on 1, 5, 10 pounds of muscle during your journey here. It's also that you had to exercise 4 to 5 days a week to actually build the muscle. You had to eat more protein to actually build the muscle. And that's going to allow you to feel more full and be more satiated, which is probably going to decrease your calories because you're so full from fucking chicken breast. You don't have the appetite to eat chips.
It's kind of hard to overeat chicken breast and rice and broccoli.
Yeah. And so it's going to drop your calories just naturally, which is going to help your fat loss phase. Yeah. So it's very extrinsically fueling to just be on a strength training journey to help your fat loss phase, not because of the direct correlation that muscle burns more calories than fat, but because of all the other stuff it took for you to build muscle.
Yeah.
So super helpful. This is why there's some coaches who have the extremism of, you don't need to do cardio, just go build muscle. And I'm like, no, you need both, right? You do need both.
I see that.
Cardio is not inherently more calorically expensive than strength training.
Yeah.
So if you go run for an hour versus you lift weights for an hour, the actual amount of calories it takes to do both of those things are very similar. Is a higher percentage coming from fat when you run? Maybe, but it all comes down to how many calories you're eating at the end of the day. And then it also comes down to longevity. Yeah. And so if I can keep you fuller longer by giving you more protein, we do know that strength training also gives you a better perception of appetite and hunger cues. So there has been research that shows that. So being in the gym and strength training, you're able to regulate your hunger cues a lot better than if you were just doing cardio.
Yeah.
And be more in tune with your body rather than just doing cardio.
And just being a strong human being.
Yep.
Like health.
Yep.
health. You are, as you're aging, you are declining.
For sure.
Your muscles are declining. Yeah. Everything's declining. You're becoming more fragile. Yep. Right. To combat that, we need strength training to be more fit and more healthy, to have more longevity and better quality of life.
For sure. And as you age, the research shows you actually need more protein rather than less. Yeah. So for all the people who are like, oh, I'm getting older, I don't need that much protein, it's actually quite the opposite. You actually need more protein.
Got it, my man. Yeah. I was going to ask you, I think it was about strength training. I got off track with my other question. Anyways, what are the 3 factors that you offer your clients on your program?
Man, the first most important thing I want people to consider if they sign up for Facts Over Fads is building a relationship with your coach. So many people sign up, they just expect their program, they expect their meal plan, they're just going to go do it, and they're not going to communicate, and they're not going to build a relationship. You're always going to fail.
It's like they want a robot.
Yeah. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Okay. For about 2 days. And then you're going to fall off track. Yeah. And when you fall off track, I want our coaches to be there to be able to support you, get you back on track, help you find other important things for you to execute on when you fall off just your nutrition plan. Hey, okay, well, how's your water? How's your step count? How's your exercise? How's your sleep? How's your mental health? That's what our coaches should be doing for you. So build that relationship. We have 24/7 communication with our coaches in the chat. And it's not a robot.
I see that happen so much. I'm going to sign up for help, but I don't want help.
Yeah. Oh, just like give me the template that I need and I'm going to go along do my own thing.
There's templates out there. Just go on Google.
Yeah, just go Google it. So build a relationship is first. Number 2 is giving you a thorough representation of how many calories and what your macros should actually be, and then the representation of what amount of food it takes to get you there. So again, a lot of times our clients will come to us and they will tell us, this is so much food, I'm going to gain weight, so on and so forth. And I'm like, nope, your calories and your macros are set up for success. Your calories and macros are set up for weight loss. Your calories and macros are set up for your strength training program and optimizing recovery. Your calories and macros are set up for maximal satiation. And so that's where the quality of food comes from. Again, 1,000 calories of McDonald's and 1,000 calories of chicken, rice, and broccoli, very different from a macro standpoint, but a food quality and quantity standpoint as well. So that would be number 2. And then the third thing is just the ability to track your progress. Our app tracks weight, circumference, body fat measurements, progress photos, habits, consistency of tracking your nutrition, and now it tracks your PRs as well. Mm-hmm. And so in one app...
You said now.
Yeah, it just got updated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just got updated where now your workouts, it will tell you your PRs. 3 PRs per workout. It'll show you your max weight that you lifted per exercise. So if you hit a new PR on 3 exercises, it'll show you that new... That's what people think a PR is, right? I lifted more weights. It will also tell you your max reps, and then it will also tell you your max volume. So what set weight times reps gave you the most volume?
Yeah.
Right? So 3 PRs that it'll track now on every single exercise, on every single workout.
Why is tracking that important?
Progressive overload. So we can't build muscle without progressively overloading the muscle, which means strategically making it harder one way or another throughout time. You can't keep lifting 10-pound dumbbells for 10 reps for 3 sets and expect that to build muscle forever. It'll work in the beginning, but then you either need to go heavier, you need to do more volume, or you just need to do more reps, right? Yeah. Which is kind of volume. And so super helpful for when people are like, I'm not building muscle, I don't feel like I'm getting stronger. I now can go in like, when's the last time you hit a PR? When's the last time you really and again, it could be changing up your rep scheme, it could be changing up your volume, it could be changing up your actual like heaviest set that you've ever done. And so now we have an easy way to track that. Yeah. So when people are getting frustrated, I'm like, well, you haven't done anything different. You've been lifting the same weight, same reps every single time you do the workout. So you have this one-stop shop for visibility of knowing the numbers, right? So shout out to Jeff Davidson. He probably stole it from somebody, but if you don't know the numbers won't change.
Yeah.
So you have to know the numbers. What am I lifting? What am I running? How fast am I running? How far am I running? The app will track all of that.
Measurement drives motivation. So if anybody's looking for motivation, measurement drives motivation.
Yeah.
Right. When I know that I have a little bit closer to my goal, right? Me knowing the measurement, now it's going to drive a little bit more motivation. Yeah. And don't rely on motivation, but it can be used as a tool.
Yep.
Absolutely. It can be used as a tool.
And again, just giving you eyes on everything. So now we're looking at graphs and charts of weight lost or weight gained. circumference measurements, so inches lost or inches gained. I say gained because we do have some people who want to build muscle and gain weight and get bigger, right? Yeah. So we do have some clients for that. Total volume lifted, we have a chart for that. So again, if you did 10 pounds for 10 reps for 3 sets and you did 8 exercises, it'll show you the total volume for that workout. You lifted 10,000 pounds. Cool. Next time you do that workout, can you lift 10,100 pounds? Next time you do that workout, can you do 10,200 pounds? So again, tracking progressive overload that way. And then now seeing the little PR badges that you get, super motivating. As soon as you hit submit on your workout, boom, a badge pops up. New PR. It's going to show you what PRs you got for your workouts. Yeah. And so that would be the big 3 things. So number 1, establishing a relationship with your coaches, really leaning into them when times get tough or you feel like you're not seeing progress to optimize your program for you and your habits and your consistency and your discipline, all that good stuff. Having eyes on of what truly your calories and macros and food should look like. A lot of people are like, oh, I need 2,000 calories a day. Okay, what does that look like? I don't know. Exposure. And then 3, just a one-stop shop for eyes on visibility of all the things that we need to track. Again, it could be from step count to water goals with setting your daily habits in the app. Could be from how many days in a row have you logged your nutrition and hit your calories and macros. How many days have you worked out? Of those workouts, did you hit a PR? Did you do progressive overload? Yes or no? Yeah. Distance covered, distance ran, distance ridden on a bike. All of that can be tracked in the app.
You know what I found? The people who succeed are the people who are willing to go deep. Everything you said. The people who don't are the people who only go half in. Yeah. I'm going to sign up for the coaching, but I'm not going to do anything else with it. Yeah. You go a little bit step further. All right, I'm actually going to do what he's telling me to do. You're going to see some progress. And you go a little step further. I'm actually going to do what he's going to tell me to do. And then I'm going to have my one-on-one coaching calls and I'm not going to miss it. And then I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. And I'm actually going to learn and be more competent and go to the Zoom calls, the monthly Zoom calls. Let's gain some information. Let's actually learn how to do these things. And the deeper you go, the more progress you're going to see. But you have to be willing to go deep.
Right.
I think most people aren't willing to go deep. They think that they're paying for an expert, that they're just going to magically just give them the sauce. Yeah. And that's not how it works.
Yeah. So I have 7 coaches now that work for me. Of the 7, 3 of them became a coach because I was their coach. And they said, you know what? I really love this. Joseph treats me really well. I've learned so much on this journey. I now want to go get certified. They go get certified, and now they're a coach for me. Now, of the 4 that's left, 2 of them are current clients that once they became a coach, they then were like, I also want you to be my coach. So not only do they work for me, they're also my client, and they pay me every month to do their meal plans, to do their one-on-one coaching calls, to do their seminars, and so on and so forth. So of my 7 total coaches, 5 of them are either a past client who got into the industry because of everything they've learned, or a current client so that they can learn more and then get more exposure of what the coaching relationship should look like, type of feedback that I give them on their goals and journeys, how I manipulate their calories and macros based off of what they tell me, so that then they can therefore go be a better coach.
So I was your client.
Yeah.
And why do I need you to be my coach when I'm certified in nutrition? I've been in the bodybuilding game. I've done extreme goals. I've executed so much in the nutrition space for myself and for others as well. Why would I even have you as a coach? I needed more accountability because I was going to let myself slide when things were going to get hard. On an extreme goal, things are going to get extremely fucking hard, and I'm going to let myself slide. And I knew this. I know this. And I can either, one, try to count on myself to be mentally tough and try to, push it home, which, maybe, but it maybe took me another 6 months. Right. Or I can, I need to check into Joseph. And what am I going to tell him? I didn't do the stuff. Yeah. That's not going to, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And luckily, we have a relationship where you can't really avoid me. Yeah. But that's the tough part about being in the virtual world, is your clients can ghost you.
Yeah.
And so again, that's why my top 1 was build a relationship with your coach. Yeah. So that even when you do fall off track, you don't feel the need to have to ghost them.
Yeah.
Just fucking tell me I fell off track. Cool. That's literally my feedback. Awesome. I don't even want to talk about it.
Why are we scared?
Just move on. I know. I made a post yesterday that was like, Everyone tells me, I'm going to sign up soon. I'm just waiting on whatever the case may be. Most of the time, people are waiting for when the time is right.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? Mm-hmm. All you're doing is trying to convince yourself that when the time is right, you're not going to fail. And the problem with that thinking is you will always fail.
Yeah.
Even when the time is right.
Yeah.
So I made a post like, if you're scared of failing, I fail every day. I literally fail every day. Do I fail in my workout? Probably. Did I take it a little bit too easy? Probably. Did I skip a workout? Maybe. Did I miss a meal? Did I go over? Did I go to Chick-fil-A? Did I have alcohol? Every day I'm failing at something. Yeah. Did I take a nap instead of doing my business shit?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Fucking irritated.
Did I drink my water today? I don't know. Did I get my sleep? I don't know. Like, so if you're scared of, like, there's something in my life that I fail at every single day.
Yeah.
So if you're scared of failing, you will never start.
You're missing it. You're missing the whole point.
You will never start.
Yeah.
So sign up. Don't be afraid to fail. Lean into your relationship with your coaches, your business mentors, or whatever the case may be. Get help, get feedback, get a plan, execute the plan, get that external accountability and internal accountability, and just lean in. And I promise you in 6 to 12 months, like, you will be vastly further ahead than you would have if you just waited till the time is right.
Absolutely, man. Well, let's put a bow on it. Yep. End it, wrap it.
Beautiful.
Let's get it going.
All right, guys. Hope you appreciate this episode. Hopefully we're able to shed some light on the journey of health and fitness from an adult standpoint, from a facts over fads of what we do standpoint. Hopefully you got some helpful tips. If you did, like it, share it. If you didn't, still like it and share it. Don't care. So I can get famous and sponsored by Bang, so I can never work a day in my life. And then, what's the quote? End it.
Don't work to keep up. Work to separate.
See you later, guys.